Hi, I am Omar Dyer, and I approve of this video and this message for you by Coaches 101, P.O. Box 4463, Jersey City, New Jersey. Check us out at W.
Hi, my name actually is a little warm here. No problem. I'll take off my jacket. My name is David Donnelly. I'm a lifelong Woodbury resident. I bought the house that I grew up in. I lived on Delaware Avenue for a while. I guess it was about 6. I lived on Duncan Avenue, my first apartment after college, right at 39 Duncan Avenue. It's amazing what you can get for when you can't get it now. Back then I could get, I think it was $375. I had a studio apartment and a parking space behind. I don't think you can get that anymore. Why am I here? I'm here because, and I know it sounds hokey, but I love my city. I love my neighborhood. I love my board. And I've worked hard in government all my life. My family, I've been given the gift of wanting to do public service my entire life. I come from a family of teachers and doctors and a former EPA lawyer who basically prosecuted environmental criminals. I worked for the state government. I've worked for federal candidates. I've worked for the county government. And some people may say, well, geez, that's not who I want because he's been involved in government all his life. I'm going to say, well, I know government. Government is technical and it can be problematic, and government's not easy to deal with. I know the problems. I've studied government. That's what I did as my undergrad, and that's what I've done. As I don't have it yet. I'm still 2 classes short. My master's in public policy, essentially. And if I don't get those 2 classes, my dad's gonna kill me. But anyway, I have devoted essentially my entire life to finding out what good government is, pursuing good government, and moving Jersey City forward. It's something that I've worked at, and my being councilman is something that I've always wanted to do because I've wanted to make Jersey City would be the West Side better, and that's it in a nutshell.
Back in 1987, when I married my husband, who's a lifelong Jersey City resident, 4th generation, fell in love with Jersey City and made a conscious decision to stay in Jersey City with my husband to raise our family when lots of people in our peer group who are from Jersey City decided to leave and move to the suburbs. I work in the financial industry in the private sector. I've never worked in government before. I hold no ties to anyone in the government. No one in my family works in government. My only allegiance would be to the people that elect me in. I've met many people in the community through Jersey City, not just in our ward, but throughout Jersey City. When I became involved at the beginning of this year, when I saw our property taxes were going up by close to 25%, and that for me was a breaking point. I went down to Jersey City, to City Hall, to express myself to the council members, and apparently I was not the only person who felt the way I did. As I started meeting residents of the community, I realized that the issues were not just contained to me. It was not an issue just for myself. I met senior citizens who were living on fixed incomes, who did not receive cost of living increase this year, struggling families like myself, people with dreams of the future are all having a difficult time. And this problem is not just unique to property owners. Understand that as property owners and taxes go up and our services go down, everyone in the community is affected. Small businesses are affected, renters are affected, and this is a trickle-down effect what we have in our community. So this is really a critical issue. The more I started learning about what was going on in City Hall and how our tax dollars were being spent, the more determined I became to enter the race and say, I would like to make a difference. When I see soccer coaches getting laid off, the guys that are making $8 an hour doing soccer work, or the developmentally challenged people and their contracts getting cut, yet we're voting, not we, I should clarify that, yet our representatives are voting in expensive health benefits to the tune of maybe $300,000 plus for people who work as volunteers on boards. And we are told as residents that initially this was $500,000, but now that they're chipping into it, they're saving us money. But the reality is we did not have to spend that $350,000. And that might seem like a small number, but when we're fighting over money to keep our libraries open, while we're giving out $350,000 in expensive health benefits, while our council members drive cars.
That's time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the next portion, we're going to ask the questions that you have given us, and there are a lot, which is fantastic. So we're going to do it one at a time, and any of the candidates who want to answer them, you'll have a minute to answer them. Okay? The first question is, what have you done for Ward B outside of politics?
I go first with that. Ever since I was 18, there's one thing I always said, let me stand up. When you're speaking to someone, I was always taught you should give your undivided attention. Ever since I was 18, even before then, because of the values that I inherited, of course, from my parents, but ever since I was 18, I made it my business to strive to do more for the community. I work with nonprofit organizations. I work with a juvenile conference committee. I've been involved over 12 years, giving juveniles a second chance. I also work with Hudson County Big Brother and Big Sister program. I work with different programs at Hudson County Community College. I also work with different programs with United Cerebral Palsy Department, excuse me. Matter of fact, I used to actually raise money for the handicapped. I was a fund developer for, 2.5 years. So I made it my lifelong mission because of the values that was instilled within me to always give back. Because I was always inspired. As you climb, you pull. You don't walk alone. Because it takes a village to raise a child. Thank you.
Thank you.
After you.
Okay.
Maybe we should just go down the line.
Yeah, so everybody has a chance.
So
But
it's
anyway,
organized.
I've been a volunteer at my parish for my entire life at St. Aloysius. I serve on the St. Aloysius Elementary School Finance Board to help that school move forward because it's important. It's an important school to the area. I was trying to think of general organizations, but I just put my entire life into Ward B. Outside of politics and have been here. I've, when I worked at, I actually, excuse me, I worked on volunteer, actually this was years ago, I was really young. We had the fountain, and they were going to fill it up with dirt, and they weren't going to, so I was part of a group, actually Marilyn Roman at the time, I believe, councilwoman or freeholder, I'm not sure, but I worked with Marilyn Roman. I think I was 14 years old when I worked to save the fountain, one of the most beautiful things we have in our ward, and just worked in my parish. And so basically because my parish work has been very important, it helps move the whole entire community. St. Aloysius is sort of the centerpiece of the entire ward. Thank you.
When my children were born, my husband and I, we decided to raise them in the community, put them in the school, in the church, and everything there in the Marion community. And I've always been involved with the feast down there at Mount Carmel, the big feast that we have every year. And the one thing that I do outside of politics is that I stayed in Jersey City. I invest in Jersey City. When I leave work every day, I spend my money in Jersey City. I don't fly off to the New Jersey Turnpike or Route 280. I stay here in Jersey City, and I invest my time and my money. I'm always active in the community. Everybody knows me. People say Diana Verlingo. They're like, I know her, but I can pass them on the street. But because people have heard my name, because I'm always involved in the community, helping people out. I stop and ask people if there's anything I could do to help them in my neighborhood, and I make phone calls and things like that without even being involved in politics. So I'll do whatever I can in the future also.
Thank you.
I made a decision with my husband to remain in Jersey City and to remain in our home. When we chose our home, this is the home that we decided that we were going to spend our golden years in.
Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Okay, that's okay. And though it might not seem like something that you can fly around on a banner and say, look at me, but I think that I've been a good neighbor. I've raised my children, my neighbors know me. When I shovel my sidewalk, I shovel my neighbor's sidewalk, and they do the same for me. Everyone on my block knows me. I buy my coffee in the morning from BJ's Market faithfully every morning. The guys on West Side Avenue know me. I buy, we don't do Mickey D's a whole lot. We go to the little Spanish place. We get our rice and beans. I do my shopping here. I always try to remain and give back to the community. I go to Duncan Hardware when I can. I try to keep and support the small businesses of our community because that's the fabric of the neighborhoods that we live in. Without our small businesses, there it goes.
Thank you.
Okay, I have another question here. And when I ask the question, trying to keep in mind your role on the city council, and you might address it. The question is, what is your plan to fix the budget hole? Since it's not the mayor. Why don't we...
Sure. It's difficult to lower taxes. Once you raise taxes, it seems that that's it. But we need to stabilize the taxes at least. And if we don't stabilize the taxes and find where the problems are, we're going to have to raise taxes over and over and over again. It's disgusting the way that the administration has a tax and spend attitude, and they're trying to balance the budget on the backs of the taxpayers. And we're fed up. We're not going to have a future. Our debt is as big as our budget. Okay? I need to look at each item on the budget, each individual working for the city, and say, are you doing your job for what you're being paid? Are the services, why do we need 5 assistant business administrators? Somebody answer me that. And we can't even balance a budget. 5 business administrators and we can't even balance the budget. What's going on here? It's all politics. Take the politics out of government. Let's try to make it run like a business.
Thank you.
I'm yelling.
Yes,
I'm yelling.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, well.